Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've got an exciting one today for you. I've got a metal tape. I've never had a metal tape before. It's a metal tape that I got from a company called Tape Line. Only telling you because that's where I got it from, not because they're paying me or anything like that. And it's the one that came in a type to a shell, which was a little bit irritating. But I knew that when I ordered it, and I just thought, well, I'll sort my way around it. And if you've seen my other video, you'll know that it's not that difficult, and you don't have to destroy the tape doing it. But there we go. Right, okay, so normal tests, so they are comparable. You can compare the tests on here with any of the previous tests you've seen of mine because I'm using the same signal sources, using the same signals, but we'll give it a go and we'll see what it's like. This is what the thing looks like, and I'm quite excited. I think you'll be impressed. Don't know. Let's have a look at the I haven't actually had a proper look at the problem is, when I'm doing these videos, I'm trying to get all the stuff sorted, and that's great, but you have to get it all together, and then you have to look at it, and I think the best way to do it is as we're going through. So that's what I normally do, and this time I'm going to do it with you as we go. As I said, it's being done on my Sony, which is this one, the bottom black one. When you look at this trace, you can see it's really, really sharp, which is unusual. It really is banging at the end. And the thing at the end where it says big rec +9 load PB, that is literally because I recorded it at +9, but I had to play it back lower so we could actually see because it was clipping on the input to the computer. First thing we're going to do on here is the Boof Ding. This is what it looks like, and this is what it sounds like. The shells, which are duplication shells, are really good quality. They are quite thick plastic, and they have these black plastic trims on them. And the good news is they're screwed. Now for the listening test, this is the music at 0 dB, and you can see here we've got the trace at the top, so you can see what the spectrum analyzer looks like on it. Sounds good to me. Now we're looking at this one now. You've got -20 and the 0. I've never seen this quite so obviously. The only difference on these two traces is the level. Anyway, let's get stuck in with the -20 dB music and see how it sounds. Right, well, I'm pretty amazed at that. That sounds pretty good to me. And let's see what else we can find out. So we'll have a look at the white noises. It gives us a general view of the frequency response. Hang on, look. There we see it again. The only difference between the two traces is actually the levels. I can hear the experts saying, oh, of course, that's what you expect. But actually, on my test, I've never found that before. So that's quite interesting. And I've just noticed it actually goes to slightly higher than 20 kilohertz. Not a lot, but it's definitely there. On to the pink noise, and yet again, we've got the same situation, where the two are almost identical. And I've never seen that so obvious before. On to the single tone test, and this we got the 1 kilohertz at 0 dB, and then followed by the 1 kilohertz at -20, and you can see that looks pretty good. The one at 3 kilohertz, you've got a little bit of distortion there, and you've got far less on the -20. Now, due to the characteristics of the tape, there was a slight peak at 3 kilohertz, and that could be where this distortion is coming from, not from the tape itself, but from the playback. It's actually overloading the input to the thing is, I've never had this before, so I can't go altering the levels, but we'll compensate for it later. This is the next most important one I consider. It's the silence. And look at those figures. -84 dB has been the sort of average on that mush. -84. That's without Dolby. There's a slight rise just at the very end to minus 83 dB. But at my age I wouldn't be able to hear that no matter how loud it was. It's no secret I'm more than 40. And now together we'll look at the actual freeze response curves. Oh wow, look at that. That is right the way up to just over 20k, or just on 20k, and again that's at the minus 20. And look, the differences between the two traces are minimal. I have never seen a 0 dB trace that is so flat. And when you look at the minus 20, it's almost identical. It's not exactly the same. There is a slight benefit for being at the lower level, but nothing to write home about. That brings me on to this one. This was recorded at plus 9 dB, and I had to play it back at lower than that so that the machine didn't overload the input to the computer. But you can see there is really good low distortion on there. So yes, you can drive these hot. I wouldn't actually go to plus 9, but certainly plus 5, you wouldn't have a problem. I've checked on a couple of other figures on there, and it looks okay. I ordered my tapes about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and they arrived, and they were pretty good. But this is the current listing as of today, and they seem to be out of stock. I don't know if there's going to be any more in, but if you get the opportunity of using a metal tape, I would suggest go for it. I was always in a position of not knowing whether it was hype or whether there was any real improvement, and judging by this, yes, they are much better. Are they worth 25 quid each? No, but at the money I paid, well worth it. These are real-world results, and the thing is, you can compare the results on here to previous tests done on the same thing, because I use the same signals and method. So that's the way it works. But if you find that there's anything you want to know, just pop us a question on the comments, and I'll see if I can sort it out for you. Anyway, anything else, just give us a sub, give us a like, give us a dislike, whatever, and we'll see where we can go from there. Let's get the channel bigger. Thank you, we've got over 1,000 subscribers now, but we need more. I've got one more use for this metal, and it might be interesting to see where it goes. Anyway, a couple of videos popping up on the screen now. Click, subscribe, like, all that sort of thing. Share them around, tell people about them, and I'll catch you another time. Yes, we've got one coming up soon. I wonder what that could be. I might put a teaser in the community tab.